So what we're looking at here is the latest project for DD202. This is a trailer design that we will use to finish learning about weldments and also to introduce and finish learning about sheet metal. So this is fairly far along. This is a design that Cale Polkinghorn and I came up with. I'm going to go ahead and hide this plywood deck. Just 3/4 inch plywood so you can kind of see the undercarriage. I'm not going to worry about the sheet metal at all today. What we're mostly worried about is getting you a sketch so that you can work with raw material. This is all angle iron on the bottom and on these rails. And then this is a square tube. So I'm going to show you the sketch profiles that you're going to use. This is angle, meaning angle iron. Look at the part number. It's angle iron 1 inch by 1 inch by 1/8. And so you got the 1 inch and the 1 inch and 1/8 inch thick. And there's a small radius here on the edge and then a 1/56 radius in the corner. You're going to want to save that as your angle iron. I'm going to go ahead and open up the next angle iron, which is the exact same as far as thickness and radii. It's just longer webs, so this is 1.5 inches. And then you can pause the recording to get those dimensions if you want to. There's also the square tube, which is 1.5 by 1.5 by 1/8. And then this corner radius, and this is offset the 1/8, so that you really don't need the inside radius. This you're only going to use on the tongue, but it's worth noting. As far as the angle iron, I would save these as these parts, just to sketch. And then when you want to make a real part out of them, you would go to the feature and you would extrude them. I would pay attention to whether or not you blind or you mid-plane extrude, and depending on what piece you're making. Let's say you wanted one 24 inches long. Now that it's a solid part, now I would say File, Save As, and I would begin my part numbers in the real trailer format, whatever I was indeed looking to make them into. I would also fill out my custom properties at this time so that I give it a real part name. Please don't call these trailer top, trailer side. Drop the word trailer. If it's a side, that's fine. If it's an upright rail, that's fine. The material is different. The material should be 1.5 by 1.5 by 1/8 inch angle iron. So this is the raw material that someone is going to use when they pull it off the shelf and how they're going to make this piece. We don't just put steel here. So again, primary components, 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch by 1/8 angle iron. This is 1 inch by 1 inch angle iron by 1/8. And then you've got the square tube. So we've got all these individual sketches. I just close them so that I can close them up. And then if I want to make new parts, I just open them and extrude them. Go ahead and develop a part numbering system. You can kind of see mine. I'll have a similar prefix, and then as I make more parts, the numbers go up. I did include a drawing of this trailer as a PDF document on EduCat, so I'll upload that for you. This is the trailer right side up. I'll give you a detail of how everything laps in that corner. You can kind of see this corner has been called out up here, 45 degrees there. So you should be able to get most of the layout off of this just by looking at it. Again, you're ignoring the sheet metal parts. The only thing that's 1 inch angle iron is all the upright rails. Everything else, the top rail right here, and the main frame and the main frame supports, they are all 1/8 inch thick, 1.5 inch angle iron. Kind of pay attention to the way that they're laid in here. Okay. You're welcome to try things like a linear pattern. You're welcome to try and mirror them. But I'm going to go back to the trailer. I'm going to give you a little fly around on it so that we're all on the same page. You can kind of see the way the back is, the way the overlap is. You do have to chamfer these. I don't care what you chamfer them so long as they're larger than 1/4 of an inch. Kind of see these two rails face forward. And this rail faces backwards and this one faces up and back. You can kind of see the tubing underneath here. This piece is welded here and then welded along here, and then the tongue tube bolts in. That's what Kale wanted to do for serviceability. The tongue would be easily replaced. The tongue sticks out 3 feet from here, from the face of the trailer to the end of the tongue is 3 feet. From this blue face to this blue face, from this one to this one is 19.5, and the same thing at the back of the trailer. From this surface to this surface is 19.5. These components here are 14 inches tall. That same component, even though it's chamfered at the bottom, you can kind of see them, is used right here. It would be welded here and then chamfered at the top. It does not weld onto the tube. So that should kind of give you an idea of how these should go together and how they're mated, what it looks like. The deck that I had hidden is a 40 by 60 deck. So that has to nest inside that angle iron down there. You can kind of see it here. Nest down inside there. Do have a little chamfer on it just to kind of clear the radius in that angle iron. But then when you roll it over, we would drill through here eventually and put the bolts in. But hopefully that gives you enough of an idea what you're going to be working with and starting on. You've seen the sketches, so you can extrude that stuff. For Monday, you're to have this whole assembly done. All the metal, you leave the sheet metal off, obviously we'll be learning that on Monday, but all the angle iron frame should be done using the correct part numbers and part names, custom properties. You can kind of see that I do have some patterned items in here. I did mirror this whole side over to here when it was completed. You can do that as well. Totally up to you, or you can make them individually. It doesn't matter to me. These holes are for 3/8 bolts, but you can choose your own hole spacing. I'm going to make sure that I put that PDF back, this drawing back up on EduCat. I'm not sure it's still there. That should be a helpful resource to look at. You've got the sketches. I think you're ready to go ahead and make parts and get your assembly put together for next week. So Monday when you come in, we'll learn sheet metal. We'll put those pieces in on Wednesday in your discussion, and then on that Friday when you have lab right before Thanksgiving break, we'll probably put some kind of suspension on here and kind of wrap things up. All right, I will post this video up to help you along. Got the sketches, got this drawing. Good luck making your assemblies.